This video is brought to you by the lovely sponsors below. Thank you so much for your support.
Alright then, looks like we've arrived. Now would you kindly give us a status update?
Sure thing. Let's bring up the scanners. Well then, Masters, we've landed here in China in the Third Lostbelt territory controlled by the Crypters. In order to access these lands, you'll need to have completed both Lostbelt number 1, Permafrost Empire, and Lostbelt number 2, Gotterdamerung.
The Crypter here is Akita Hinako. Mashu didn't have much of a briefing for us on her, but she had intended to summon a Rider-class servant back when she was a member of the A-Team. After seeing what happened to Ophelia though, we know that intentions don't always work out, so we should be prepared for her to summon a different class as well. And knowing our luck, that's probably how it's going to work out.
There are a lot of unknowns at this point, so let's go over what we do know. Here's a map we've scanned of the area. There does not appear to be a lot here, and with only 16 chapters, it can seem like it'll be shorter than both of the previous Lostbelts. However, things will be harder here than they first appear. That poison is no joke. It's going to change our strategies from here on for how we fight.
Specifically, you'll need to be patient and take it slow, especially since it'll be difficult for you to use your mystic codes. So until we get the antidote, you'll need to plan accordingly. However, I would advise against taking any unnecessary risks if you want to survive, but hey, if you don't care, then by all means, run out there. Not my life. For sections 1 through 3, you have your skills sealed for the first turn. Sections 4 through 5, you have them sealed for 2 turns. Sections 6 through 12, you'll have them sealed for 3 turns. Sections 13 through 15, you'll have them sealed for 4 turns. And finally, Section 16 will have them sealed for 5 turns.
There's more than just danger to look out for. Based on the scouting we've done, there's 2 new materials we can find here. The translation may be slightly different, but keep an eye out for these 2. Dawn's Light Core, a powerful reactor that revolves and shines like the sun of dawn. Built through Sage technology, it contains many mysteries that modern science and magecraft has yet to explore. The best place to farm these will be the Free Quest Detention Center. The Quiet Antique Bell, a bell that produces inaudible sounds via sagecraft. The frequency induces a calming effect that's said to manipulate animals like horses. The best place to farm these bells will be the Free Quest 8 Gate Caves.
And with those new materials come new servants who need them. Can't have one without the other, right? Anyways, like the previous Lostbelts, there will be 2 summoning campaigns featuring the new servants. We won't go over them now, but let's just say that Musaki has quite a bit of rolling to do. Okay, that should cover just about everything we'll need to know before going in. However, as one last thing to mention, stuff's about to get hard. Like, really hard. Not quite Camelot levels of hard, but certainly a step up from what you may be used to. So expect a lot of challenging combat mixed in with your restrictions. But hey, it should make things more interesting and fun, right?
Master, I can sense some powerful ley lines around us. However, our entrance was not exactly subtle. Your sprite seems to have torn up their farm, and we have an audience if you hadn't noticed.
Alright, I'll go down and talk to them. Cyrus and Da Vinci, move the sprite, I don't know, somewhere out of the way.
I shall keep watch. Things here feel off. I can't place it yet, but there's something unnaturally still about the atmosphere.
Sounds like I'll need to expand my research sooner rather than later. Hey PT, can you inspect the ley lines in the meantime?
I was already planning on it. But you sure do love being in control, don't you, Professor?
So what did you find out so far?
Later, we could talk in private. As an apology for landing in your fields, here's a book that'll help you to cultivate your harvests once we're out of your way. Thank you for your understanding. We'll take our leave to not trouble you any further.
Alright, now spill. What did you learn?
Perhaps you should actually let her talk first, Sippy. And, try to relax in the meantime. If not, that scowl might become a permanent part of your face.
I told you before not to use that name.
And I told you that I didn't care. Now, what did you learn so far, Professor?
Everything here, for lack of a better term, is still primitive by pan-human history standards. There appears to be a caste system in place with everything, and I do mean everything, going through the Imperial Palace.
Then that's where we'll most likely find the cure we need. The sooner we find it, the better. Where's the palace?
It's that way. You literally can't miss it.
Wow. Now that is pretty impressive. And they managed to get it off the ground? Interesting. So they have technology advanced enough to generate anti-gravity, but still have farmers working with simple tools? Talk about discrepancies. Or misplaced priorities.
We'll add it to the list of questions we need to answer while we're here.
PT, what about those ley lines you went to investigate?
Hard to say. They are there, and they are pretty strong. We'll just need to try setting up a link to the throne to see if we can summon any local servants. We may have fought 2 Lostbelt kings so far, but it's always better to prepare. We can't exactly slip in and out like Xenosaga can.
Let's get started then. I'll go scout around for now with Mordred. We'll report back if anything weird happens.
No worries, I expect a lot of weird. So don't keep us in suspense for too long. I'll get the anchor set up and double check everything else with Leone. Try to enjoy mingling with the locals, Professor.
Mingle? Fine. I'll go grab a few more books and see if I can make their lives easier for now. That way, they can owe us a favor.
Nell, still here. You're saying the quiet part out loud again. If you're going to be evil, at least try to be subtle. And besides, I don't think all their problems can be fixed with your library. Did you even ask if they could read? Because if you didn't, that'll be kinda awkward.
If their problem hasn't been solved with one book, that means we just need to find another. Who knows how temporary this world will be, and if we can get a little quid quo pro to see their collection to add to our own. Human history developing in multiple directions means multiple paths for research and discovery. Our possibilities here are endless.
You do that. Just don't forget to look them in the eye when you're fantasizing about taking the world's knowledge while leaving them behind. Who knows, you might even be more convincing that way.
If you want to burden yourself with guilt over the inevitable, that's your choice. I prefer to think of this as just a beginning.
Perhaps, but do you really think these villagers have discoveries from Magecraft just waiting for you?
If they don't, I'll have to find someone who does.